Hi YouTube, it's your boy Grassy TV, and welcome to another Here's Each 2 video. Sub skill trees are a new feature coming in Season 5 and are designed to provide a more tailored experience, letting players focus on specific playstyles and strategies that better suit their preferences. Each tree will offer a mix of passive and active abilities, allowing for a wide range of build options, enhancing both character customization and gameplay depth. To access this new feature, simply click the plus sign at the top right of the skill you're looking to spec into. A new window will pop up that looks just like this. Here's how this works. You always start at the bottom, then lines connect to smaller travel nodes that grant stacking buffs. At the end, every skill has 4 larger nodes that are very build defining, known as augments. You cannot have more than 1 augment per skill, but you can spec as many skills as you have allocated. For today's video, I will be reviewing each of the skills sub-skill tree for the Butcher class, going through every node and demonstrating each augment. As always, I will have timestamps available so you can easily navigate to your favorite skills. Now before we get started, this video is not intended to simulate DPS or serve as an indicator of which skills will be the best for Season 5. The goal here is simply to generate early conversations regarding sub-skill functionality, improvements, and diversity to ensure that every skill in Season 5 brings something fresh and exciting to the game. Use the comments to share your thoughts, or feel free to share a build that you've theory crafted. I'm streaming Season 5 beta on Twitch at twitch.tv/Graxy_TV, and I would be happy to check out any of these new build ideas that you guys have. Let's get going. The first skill is Slicing Throw. Starting with the travel nodes, we have increased damage, increased attack rating, increased critical strike damage and projectile speed, chance to inflict armor break, chance to unleash an additional chaining blade, chance to inflict burning, increase the size and spinning speed of Slicing Throw. Slicing Throw executes monsters below a threshold, reduce the cooldown recovery, and chance to unleash a ripple of blood from burning monsters on hit, dealing additional damage based on the target's life. The first augment is Splitting Blade. Slicing Throw splits into multiple orbiting blades, spiraling outwards and returning to the initial target location. Second is Slicing Vortex. Slicing Throw now orbits you with increased projectile speed and increased damage. Third is Blade Saw Massacre. Throw multiple blades, forming a huge chainsaw that can be controlled. Slicing Throw cooldown is now increased. And fourth, Slicing Throw explodes into a fiery pentagram, inflicting burning on hit. The second skill is Furious Strike. Start with the travel nodes, we have increase the power of rabies, chance to inflict poison on hit, increases attack range, chance to slice monsters, stunning and knocking them up, dealing increased damage, increase the maximum rabies stacks, increases the attack speed, chance to spawn healing orbs from targets when in holy form, and chance to unleash piercing and rage drats, spreading rabies on hit when in unholy form, increased damage dealt to stun targets, and chance to summon enraged flies on hit, orbiting you and inflicting rabies. The first augment is Consumed by Hatred. Striking monsters with the maximum stacks of rabies consumes them, ripping and crushing the monster, unleashing its bones in an arc behind it and dealing damage according to the rabies stacks. Flames of Fury. Striking a monster inflicted with rabies causes the flaming cinders to fly around the target, lighting the ground on fire. Striking a monster with maximum stacks of rabies additionally consumes these stacks, unleashing a scorching nova, inflicting burning on hit. Third is Sick to the Core. Increases the maximum stacks of rabies and damage dealt by Furious Strike. And fourth, the Absolute Unit. Striking a monster causes it to emit fire damage based on your life replenish over time for a short duration on a radius around it when using Holy Form. Striking a monster sends shock waves of impaling spikes towards nearby monsters with a chance to replenish a portion of your maximum life on hit when using Unholy Form. Just as a heads up, as of right now, you do have to use the form specifically. You cannot use Insatiable Hunger to get the benefit of both of these. So here's Unholy Form. It's a little bit hard to see, but there are impales on the ground. And then here's Holy Form. The third skill is Chain Rip. Start with the travel nodes, increases the range, increased damage, chance to inflict bleeding, inflicts armor break, replenish a portion of your maximum life and maximum mana on hit, decrease monster attack rating, inflicting slow, increase projectile speed, decreases cooldown, gain increased damage reduction for a short duration, and chance to stun targets on hit, dealing increased damage to the stun target. The first augment is Chains Attached. Increase the range and damage of Chain Rip greatly. It does increase the cooldown. Second is Chain Fueled Hunting. Rapidly throw multiple piercing chains in a cone towards the target location, dealing increased damage. Chain Rip no longer pulls enemies. Third is Prey on the Weak. Chain Rip stuns targets on hit, buffering your damage and nearby allies' damage to stun targets for a short duration. And fourth, Carcass Rip. Chain Rip chains into additional nearby monsters on hit, pulling them towards the target. The fourth skill is Brutalizing Slash. Starting with the travel nodes, we have increased attack rating, increased damage dealt, decreases movement diminish, increases attack speed, chance on attack to unleash an additional Brutalizing Slash, increased critical strike damage, chance on kill for the target to explode into a pile of corpses, increased damage dealt based on your dexterity, increase the attack range of Brutalizing Slash based on your strength, and increases damage dealt to bleeding targets. The first augment is Pummeling Slash Wave. Unleash a slash wave on attack, inflicting increased bleeding on hit. Second is Pain Mongering. Gain a stack of Pain Mongering on hit, increasing the tick frequency of bleed. Third is Gutting Frenzy. Chance to unleash a ripple of blood on hit, dealing increased critical strike damage based on your strength. And fourth is Meat Daisy. Every third attack unleashes a Daisy with increased damage and critical strike damage. The size of Daisy is increased based on your missing life. The fifth skill is Butcher's Hook. Starting with the travel nodes, we have increased duration, increases the projectile speed, chance on cast to unleash an additional hook, increase the size, chance of inflicting bleed on hit, chance of inflicting armor break, increase the damage dealt, gain increased movement speed and phasing when using Butcher's Hook, increase the critical strike damage, and decrease cooldown. The first augment is Concussive Blow. Butcher's Hook circles once and slams into a target location, unleashing corpse explosion with increased size and damage based on the amount of enemies captured in the hook. Second is Critical Velocity. Increases the velocity of Butcher's Hook over time, causing it to deal damage more frequently. Third is Master of Meat Hooks. Unleash multiple smaller hooks. And fourth is Welcome to Hell. Unleash Butcher's Hook towards the target location with increased range and damage, returning back for a short duration. Butcher's Hook no longer has a cooldown. The sixth skill is Chain Swing. Starting with the travel nodes, we have projectile speed, chance to stun targets, reduce the mana cost, increase the damage dealt, pull monsters towards you with increased radius after landing, chance to inflict armor break, grant you a burst of attack speed after landing for a short duration, increase damage dealt to bleeding targets, increase critical strike damage, and increases the maximum cast range. Chain Swing now ignores terrain. The first augment is Warm Welcome. Unleash burning fissures at nearby monsters when landing, inflicting burning. Second is Hook Storm. Swing hooks around while traveling, grabbing monsters on your path, dealing increased damage. Third is Prey of the Dead. Connecting with a monster causes Chain Swing to pull all monsters nearby the target towards you. And fourth, Centrifugal Force. Chain Swing's maximum length is significantly shorter, but can be targeted. Spin around the target, ignoring collision. Monsters hit by the chain take increased damage on hit. The seventh skill is Submerged Knives. Start with the travel nodes, we have increased the amount of waves, increased damage dealt, increased attack rating, increased area of effect, increased damage to stun targets, increased damage dealt to bosses, chance to stun, increased maximum cast range, reduced cooldown, and chance to impale targets on hit, dealing damage over time. The first skill is Tidal Knives. Unleash a shockwave of Submerged Knives towards the target location. Second is Sun Enchaining. Chance to unleash chains towards the target on hit, dealing additional damage. Third is Knife Hoarder. Submerged Knives can activate or deactivate. While active, periodically unleash Submerged Knives at nearby monsters, inflicting bleeding. It drains a portion of your maximum mana while active. And fourth is Bone Daggers. Consuming corpses by Submerged Knives unleashes chaining, gutting knives towards nearby monsters. The eighth and final skill is Blender. Starting with the travel nodes, we have increased damage dealt, increases the area of effect radius of Blender, but it does lower the base size, but increases the radius from the player, increases attack rating, increased duration, increases the amount of blades on Blender, increase the critical strike damage, chance to send blades towards the target on hit, briefly returning back to you, increased damage dealt to bleeding targets, chance to gain a stack of bloodthirst on hit, increasing your movement speed for short duration, and knock monsters back, dealing increased damage and slowing them. The first augment is AI-powered nano blenders, conjure multiple small blenders orbiting you and seeking the nearest monster charging towards it. As a side note, these nano blenders currently do not charge towards targets, however this is the correct animation. Second is Blender Ring, throw a traveling blender towards the target location, returning back to you shortly. Blender cooldown is reduced. Third is detachable microblades, chance to conjure a small blender at the target location on hit, dealing additional damage for a short duration. And fourth is Bending Blood Pack. Blender gains increased damage, but killing monsters drains a portion of your maximum life. This effect is non-lethal and will deactivate Blender if you cannot sacrifice any more life. And that's going to wrap up today's video, showcasing all of the sub-skill trees for the Butcher. What was your favorite augment? Let me know in the comments. If you want to stay up to date with Season 5 beta, be sure to subscribe to this channel to always know when I post a new video. Come check me out live on Twitch at twitch.tv/Graxy_TV. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave it a like, as it does help me a ton. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.